attorneys
Go ahead.
being ridiculous.
Go ahead.
So that you and Mr. Capel made a policy of this board, you do not have the authority to do that, and this needs to stop, Mr.
Let's stop
Chairman.
right here.
If you want to call a personnel committee, call a personnel
Let's-
committee, discuss the item, bring it back to the board, because there's 6 votes. So what you just did was said 2 votes out trumps the other 4. So if the personnel committee wants to meet and make a recommendation to this board, whatever it may be, meet, come back with a recommendation, let us vote on it. Not you and Mr. Capel sitting in some room somewhere making policy for the county, sir. That is not going to be tolerated.
Okay, thank you very much.
That is not open government, sir. That is not going to be tolerated.
Let me say
Somebody will
this.
say something, go ahead. Can I say something?
And Mr. Fly, you want to insinuate to these people again, that's what you're doing. If we called a meeting, we met with, you ought to find out why we were there and how the subject came up. And that Mr. Harris right there. Did we call a meeting and come in there and ask him or tell him anything about this committee and all of this? Why were we there? And how did the subject come up? You ought to find out that before you could insinuate that we called a meeting and make a decision for the board.
That's politics.
Then we did not.
I'm just saying what you said, Mr. Chairman. It's politics, it's facts.
You ought to get the facts straight. You ought to get the facts straight before you come up with that.
That's an excellent point. No, let's get the facts straight. Let's get the facts straight.
Yeah, let me say this.
Let's get the facts
Yeah,
straight.
we get the facts straight. Let me say this.
Oh, we will.
Historically, this board have sit on interviews.
Is that a policy?
It's a policy.
It's a policy.
But it wasn't written.
Then it's not a
Because the board historically
Mr.
have
Chairman.
sit on interviews.
Mr. Chairman.
I'm talking. Mr. Fly, you yourself sit on interviews. You and I.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So the personnel committee have historically always done this. Now, so what happened was, in this particular case, there were interviews conducted, individual in the county, and from the sheriff's department was called in to sit on the panel. The board, the personnel committee was not consulted at all. And what I suggested is that if that would happen, at least the personnel committee would have the courtesy from the county administrator